It's important to study English because language has power. And being able to understand the history of language and how it's been used over time and in our current era helps us be able to take control of that power and use it now and in the future.
I've learned to express myself with the written word more clearly. I've been given the tools with different structural techniques and all the good stuff that have made me a stronger writer, a stronger communicator.
You're going to learn not just the content of your major, whether it's English or history or whatever. You're going to learn how to learn. You're going to learn how to apply that learning and adapt as conditions change.
Writing is inherently experiential because students have to take so many important skills like critical thinking, communication, analysis, and translate those thoughts into a piece of oral or written communication, and then learn by doing how to be more effective communicators.
The English program at Brevard College prepares you for success in whatever field you choose to major in, whether it's theater, whether it's in the sciences or math, whether it's in business. The ability to communicate is important in no matter where you go, and one of the skills we teach is how to communicate clearly with your audience, whoever that may be.
The community here at Brevard, whether it be faculty, students, staff, are all people who learn and grow together. We learn from each other. There's no place where I don't feel welcome on campus, and that's the best part of that liberal arts education, is you're stepping into different learning styles and different content than you do at any old college where you don't get to grow the brain. It's a culture that encourages self-expression. You're allowed to be you here.
History is everything. It's every discipline. It's music, it's art, it's economics, it's politics. And so students who study history end up with the ability to look critically at every discipline. This is a skill you can use in any field.
I chose Brevard mostly because of the experiential education, and their history program really sold me over. The variety of history classes that they offer. You have classes like History of Stuff, where you learn the commodification of history and how that's affected how we are today. That class really forces you to examine yourself and how you consume goods and how you're living in the world and how is that affecting the world around you.
In a world where the job market is changing rapidly, having a degree in history equips you with the skills needed to have flexibility and a little bit more freedom on the job market, where you can actively pursue different career opportunities. The number one factor I think that separates us from other liberal arts institutions is we have very small class sizes. My current 400 level seminar, which is just history majors, has 4 students. So we work intimately, closely every week doing essentially graduate school style workshops. And that's really important when you're out on the job market and you need your former professor to write you a strong letter of recommendation. Because we actually know our students deeply, we can craft the kind of letter that's going to help students get that job.
No matter where you're coming from, no matter who you are, you're here to grow as a person and they want to help you as much as they can. I'm so glad to be here. I've never regretted it for one moment.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this USA South Conference volleyball match between the Methodist University Monarchs and Brevard College Tornadoes. As for today's starters, first for Methodist, Alabama. Score set number 1, Methodist 25, Brevard 2017.
Glad you've been joining us all day long here at the Boshemer Gymnasium for this USA South Conference tri-match. Game 3 of the tri-match happening now as Brevard and Methodist squaring off. You just saw Methodist win that first set 25-20. And now we're heading to set number 2 here at the Bosch. The Tornadoes started the tri-match with a morning affair. Breakfast with the Tornadoes, 10 a.m. first serve, and Brevard able to win that one 3-0 over the Fighting Squirrels of Mary Baldwin, one of the more creative nicknames in all of college sports. But Tornadoes able to take the 3-0 win. McKenna Parkins, a big game in that one, 8 kills, also had 8 digs. Ashley Hoxett with 7 kills. Caitlin Presley doing what she always seems to do, that combination of attacking and distribution, 6 kills and 16 assists. And how about this number? For the libero, Bailey Lance of the Tornadoes, 4 service aces in that first matchup. And that matchup only went 3 sets, so those are stats for just 3 sets deep. Here at the Bosch, currently, the Tornadoes facing off against what looks to be a pretty tough Methodist squad. They made quick work of Mary Baldwin in their matchup. 7-2 on the season. and looking to improve upon that here. But the Tornadoes, of course, have other ideas. Would love to continue their winning ways here in the USA South Conference after winning this morning against Mary Baldwin. So glad you're able to join us. Should be an interesting second set, as you could see some signs of life there from the Tornadoes at certain points of that first set. But now heading towards set number 2, and this will be a critical one for the NATOs to really keep this match within check. Tornadoes wearing the blue uniforms, a whole new look for the NATOs this season. Some really sharp uniforms, the new court here at the Boshemer Gymnasium, and Tornadoes squaring off here. Set number 2, down 1-0. Currently on the court for the Tornadoes. You see Caitlin Presley, Jackson Tamicki up front, Ashley Hoxett, McKenna Parkins. The libero Bailey Lance is ready to check in, and she does exactly that as Kendall Rockstad steps off in terms of the rotation. And then serving to start this match will be Logan Pretty. So Pretty with the service to start this second set. Holton digs that. And then going up high for the block, that was the combination of Presley and Tamicki. Now Pretty setting up Tamicki. It's off the hand of a Monarch, and the point goes to the NATOs. So great start early on, and you can see the energy of the crowd here, the student section for the Tornadoes. It's a big day across Brevard College athletics as that service sails long. 1-1 your score. So 1-1 your score early on here. Second set. And the service here, Hannah Hewitt. Lance with the dig. Tamicki with a little touch there. Hewitt setting up her hitter. That's Carter. Hoxett. Big hit there. Now back the other way. Dug up by Parkins. Here's Presley. Presley trying to use some finesse herself. A compelling rally between these two clubs. And then the hit there was too hot to handle for Hoxett. And Methodist takes the 2-1 lead. Well, we mentioned the big day of Brevard College athletics, the tri-match happening here. Women's soccer, a 2-1 victory over Carolina University. And then there's a football game this evening, 6 p.m. under the lights. You can already feel the energy of the student body with this big day of Tornado athletics, many of whom have found their way here to the Boshemer Gymnasium for this volleyball matchup. And that ball sails out of bounds. It's going to be another point for the Monarchs. 3-1 Methodist up early here in the second. Methodist under the direction of Eddie Matthews. He's in his 23rd season coaching Methodist. Some serious longevity from Coach Matthews. Meanwhile, Abby Pardee in her second year. Brittany Franks, her assistant, alongside her, also in her second year. And that'll go to the NATOs there, putting the Monarchs down on their heels as the Tornado flag flies once again. Great crowd here on hand. Students continuing to file into the Bosch. Dug up nicely there by Haggerty. Now here's Haggerty from deep in the Tornado zone. Parkins got up high to make that block, but the block sails out of bounds. It'll be Monarchs volleyball. 2:33 p.m. Eastern time. Game set number 2 of match number 3 of the day. some of the fans here, as well as some of the folks working behind the scenes, have been here for the whole thing. Every single point on this volleyball court. If you're a fan of volleyball, nothing better than one of these tri-matches. You can see several teams in action, different styles of volleyball, and then the competitiveness. Haggerty. Here's Presley. Big hit there. Lance. Pretty. Setting up Parkins. The libero of Methodist, O'Brien. And what a dig there from Haggerty. Oh, my. Another compelling rally. Parkins keeps it alive. Pretty. Here's Presley. And wide is the call. So Presley was looking to go cross court. On that point, what a dig by Caitlin Haggerty. Meanwhile, Lance making the spectacular herself. Libero for the Tornadoes. Tamiki up high for the block, and then Methodist is able to find the opening there. 7-2, Methodist pulling away a little bit here. Tornadoes need to be careful. Keep this thing in striking distance. Service error will help the Tornadoes' cause. Now 7-3. Subbing in to handle the service, one of those service specialists for the Tornadoes, Kaylin Murphy, senior defensive specialist out of Indian Trail, North Carolina, Sun Valley High School. And the ace right on cue, Kaylin Murphy. And you can see the smiles across the Tornadoes bench. Big time ace there from Murphy. Then another serve that's very difficult for Methodist to handle. Here's Pretty setting up Presley, a big hit. O'Brien's doing a nice job in that libero position for Methodist, keeping these points alive for the Monarchs. Pretty keeping it alive. Murphy puts it over. It's going to be point toward the Tornadoes. A violation on the Monarchs. 3 straight points for the Tornadoes. The hot hand of Kaylin Murphy. So what was once a 7-2 deficit has been cut to just a 2-point differential. Big hit there. Haggerty tried the impossible, but wasn't able to quite get under there. 8-5 Monarchs. Murphy subs back out. Tamiki steps to the bench as well. Backlined for the Tornadoes. Parkins, Haggerty, and Lance. It's going to be Haggerty. Here's Pretty. Parkins. And that'll be a point to the Tornadoes. Credit the kill to McKenna Parkins. She led the team in kills in the first match of the day. Getting it done once again. Meanwhile, Caitlin Presley, the local from right here in Brevard, North Carolina. Presley, senior, that rare setter and hitter. What a dynamic Presley provides. This time we're going to see her work with the service. Dug up there by Tate of the Monarchs. Now Presley setting up her teammate. And credit the kill there. That was Blair Nance. Blair Nance getting it done. Sophomore outside hitter, right side from Roxborough, North Carolina. And just like that, what was once a 5-point deficit, now a 1-point set. 8-7. Another point to the Tornadoes. And meanwhile, service here. It'll be Julia Mundy, sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Parkins with the touch, the beautiful touch. She goes up. Everyone thinks she's going to go with some power. Instead, the finesse, the touch, finding that little piece of real estate in that corner. And the service here for Parkins, 9-9. We're all tied up once again. That'll sail long. Point Tornadoes. 10-9 your score, and the Parkins service will continue. Parkins, just a sensational dual student athlete here at Brevard, also a member of the women's basketball team. Senior out of Marion, North Carolina, McDowell High School. Meanwhile, service here for Methodist, it's Jamie Holton. She's the sophomore outside hitter. She hails from Nags Head, North Carolina, a transfer who started her collegiate career at the Citadel. Presley. Here's Hoxett. And Methodist able to earn that point and take the 11-10 lead. So Tornadoes have forced several tied scores, still trying to look for the extra push to take the lead in this set. About midway through, it's a tight one. Methodist won set number 1. Another point for the Tornadoes, so tied up once again, 11-11. And Bailey Lance, the senior libero from Mills River, North Carolina, with the service. In an ace, Bailey Lance. Jamie Holton tried to somehow dig that up, and Lance just too much power, too much spin, and just like that, Tornadoes in the lead, 12-11. Another service from Lance. Serves from the left side. Methodist, a big answer there. Tied up once again at 12. Back and forth we go. Fowler with the service. Uses the jump serve, and that's an ace. Gianna Fowler, junior from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Loris High School. Great to see this crowd on hand for this USA South Conference tri-match. Presley. And another kill there. That's the second time Blair Nance has done that in this set on that right side. She has a knack of finding that part of the court that has an opening and very deceptive, fooling the Monarchs. Meanwhile, Logan Pretty with the serve. She fires away. 13-13 all tied up. To Mickey and Presley going up high for the block. They go up once again. This time it's dug up by Bailey Lance. And a big-time finish there by Methodist. They take the lead once again, 14-13. They'll be rewarded with a service. It'll be Hannah Hewitt, senior setter from Whiteville, North Carolina, Whiteville High School. So Hewitt takes a few dribbles of the volleyball. Now the jump serve. Parkins. And credit the finish there. Tate getting it done for Methodist University. 15-13. Parkins. Pretty. To Mickey. Pretty once again. Presley, that's going to sail long. It's going to be another point for the Monarchs. Service here from Hewitt. Pretty. Sets up Hoxett, big hit. Service here, it'll be handled by Hannah Hewitt, libero for the Monarchs, and it's going to be a service error. So as the Monarchs are starting to pull away there, had built a 4-point lead, Tornadoes able to get a point back in their column, 17-14. Caitlin Haggerty with the service, senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Point for the Tornadoes. So Tornadoes working their way back into this. Back-to-back points. Haggerty with an effective serve. Monarchs able to get it over. Meanwhile, big hit there from Parkins. Getting a piece of it there was Carter of the Monarchs. Presley keeps it alive. Now an opportunity for the Monarchs. And Presley's going to get the kill there. That was nicely done. Difficult shot there from Presley. She was a few feet away from the net and able to get just enough power on it. And the Haggerty service will continue. Tornadoes down 17-16. Pretty setting up Parkins. Point will go to the Monarchs as that attack sails long. Pretty sets up Tamicki. Big hit from Tamicki. You have to credit the Monarchs, especially the libero, Blake O'Brien, for keeping that alive. That was very difficult on the defensive side, and somehow they turned it into a winner. 19-16 the score. Carrie Jordan, the server. Parkins, big hit there. Fans enjoying it. A applause of approval. Meanwhile, Tamicki will handle the service. She also serves from that left side. Up high for the block there was Rockstad. Presley was nearby as well. Then the finish, close the door, shut the door shut, slam it right down. McKenna Parkins. Oh my. 19-18. Tamicki. And a big-time answer from the Monarchs, flexing their muscles. 20-18, so the Monarchs able to get to that 20-point threshold first in this second set. Monarchs won the first set 25-20. Haggerty. Parkins. Beautifully done by McKenna Parkins. Continuing where she left off in that first match. Leading the Tornadoes offensively in that win over Mary Baldwin. Meanwhile, Presley will have the service. Tornadoes trail 20-19. Be a service error, so point will go to the Monarchs. Julia Mundy will handle the service. Haggerty. Well executed fundamental volleyball there from Methodist. Bump, set, spike. And Methodist takes the 22-19 lead here in set number 2. Back here at the Boschmer Gymnasium, set number 2 of match number 3 of a USA South tri-match. Methodist versus the host, Brevard College. And Methodist up 1-0 in sets. Presley getting some oohs and ahs from the crowd after that last maneuver. And I'll tell you, Blair Nance has had some key points here in this second set. 22-20. Service from Parkins. A point for the Tornadoes. Obviously, an absolutely critical juncture of not only this set, but this match. Tornadoes have a big hole to dig out of if they drop this second set. 23-21. Methodist, meanwhile, getting that much closer. And now a set point opportunity for Methodist. Big hit there from Hoxett. Set point opportunity for Methodist. And the set will go to Methodist, 25-21. So Methodist takes that 2-0 advantage. Stick with us. Set number 3 coming up shortly.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Back here at the Boschmer Gymnasium, heading towards set number 3, Methodist with a 2-0 advantage. Glad you're able to join us wherever you may be tuning in from. Tornadoes in a must-win situation now in the third set against a very tough Methodist squad. 7-2 overall record. And we'll get things started here. Methodist beginning the service. Good start there for the Tornadoes. Parkins with the big hit from the left side. And Kaylin Murphy. Tornadoes strung together a few points with her in that last set, including a service ace off the hand of Murphy. Credit the point to the Tornadoes. Check that, the Monarchs, after Hovender slammed that one home. She's a freshman middle blocker out of Greensboro, North Carolina. There's Tate with the service. Somehow Tornadoes able to keep that going. Rockstad kept it alive. Point for the Tornadoes. Service from Presley. Point goes to the Monarchs. Blake O'Brien will handle the service. She's the senior from St. Louis. Monarchs with an opportunity in the finish there. Fowler with the kill. Point for the Monarchs. Another big hit there, and Fowler able to get it done. 6-2 Monarchs, just like that. Service here for Blake O'Brien once again. (7-2) your score. Hoxett sends it over. Nice little touch there. Fowler able to get it done. And timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. 8-2 Monarchs on top.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Back here at the Bosch, and another point for the Monarchs, who are showing why they are one of the top teams in the USA South Conference. Savannah Hovender has led the Monarchs with 9 kills thus far. Meanwhile, there's a kill from Holton. That's her 8th. Brevard's been led by McKenna Parkins with 7 kills. Caitlin Presley has 6. Logan Pretty has led the way as the top setter for the Tornadoes with 14 assists in this match. Meanwhile, here's a service opportunity for Parkins. Tornadoes trailing 10-3. Point there for the Tornadoes. So Tornadoes feeling good after that Parkins service. Back-to-back points on the Parkins service. Point there for the Monarchs, so big answer there. (11-6) now your score. Meanwhile, service here for libero Bailey Lance. Monarchs wrestle back the service opportunity. Now 13-6, Monarchs advantage. sub here as with the service opportunity for the Tornadoes, Logan Pretty will check back in. Somehow, some way, Methodist trying to keep that alive, and that ball will go out of bounds. Tate almost went into the audience here at the Bosch. Really did everything in her power to keep that alive. Tornadoes have worked their way back, 13-8 now. Big hit from Hoxett, and the finish. And the Pretty continues her service. And Pretty sends that across. In the ace from Logan Pretty. And a timeout on the floor. Tornadoes with some momentum, trailing 13-10 here in the third set.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Back here at the Boschmer Gymnasium, affectionately known as the Bosch for the faithful here. And may have had a slip on the floor there on the Tornado side of things, some moisture there. Head athletic trainer Noah Reisig on the scene. So 14, they take away the point, so it should be 13-10. So trying to get this sorted out. Point does go to Methodist. So some confusion there. Tornadoes thought they were going to get to replay that point, but ultimately the point goes to Methodist. Little bit of confusion to get all that sorted out. Now still some discussion. Here's Presley. Pretty setting up Presley again. Pretty this time going the other direction to Hoxett. And point for Hoxett. Big time finish there. Haggerty enters the match for the service. And unable to get that across. It'll be a service error, point to the Monarchs. Another point for the Monarchs, who are starting to get in that territory of pulling away a bit. Can put away this match with a third set win. Tornadoes looking to extend it to a fourth set. Pretty sets up Parkins. And the blockers were there on the case. That's a big time block. Savannah Hovender out of Greensboro, North Carolina, the 5'11" middle blocker. Oh my. Methodist able to keep it alive. Another opportunity for the NATOs. Here's Presley. Blockers there again, but that one drops out of bounds. So credit the point to the Tornadoes. Caitlin Presley. And now Kaylin Murphy checks back in. So we'll see the service of Murphy once again. Point Monarchs. 18-12. Monarchs on top. Couple more subs. Libero checking back in. Bailey Lance for the NATOs. Meanwhile, sub for the Monarchs handling the service will be Carrie Jordan, sophomore out of Clinton, North Carolina, Clinton High School. The vast majority of the Monarchs roster comes from the state of North Carolina. Meanwhile, Monarchs on the move there. And point will go to the Monarchs. Now pulling away 19-12 here in the third set. Timeout on the court.
Every cheer, for every play, we know there's a little prayer that no one gets hurt. That's why we are there too. Party athletic trainers, physicians, and specialists. We're watching closely for any sign that someone needs care. And if your child is hurt, they're seen right away by the region's top specialists. The Party Sports Medicine team is at every game, match, race, practice, and workout, providing medical attention and guidance. For us, winning is all about playing healthy and smart so you can perform at your best.
Back to action here at the Boschberg Gymnasium. 19-12 your score. Methodist up 2-0. Parkins coming out of the timeout with the finish there. 19-13. (20-13). And service opportunity here for Blake O'Brien. St. Louis, Missouri native. Nice job there, Parkins and Rockstad on the block. Now Rockstad and Nance on the defensive side. Some Tough defense at the net for the Tornadoes. Parkins keeping it alive, but then slamming the door shut. The finish there from Carter, sophomore from Pembroke, North Carolina, Grays Creek High School. 21-13. Methodist the Methodist 8-point lead. Now cut to 7. Looks like a football score up there, 21-14. Won't sit there long in the sport of volleyball. Fast-paced action here at the Bosch. And that point will go to the Tornadoes. Several Tornadoes, or check that to the Monarchs, several Tornadoes hitting the deck there on the newly designed, newly refurbished court here at the Boschmer Gymnasium. If you haven't checked it out, it's really a thing of beauty. It still maintains that nostalgic feel that the Boschmer provides. Parkins, and that'll sail out of bounds. 23-14, Monarchs that much closer. And that's off a Tornado hand, and it'll be match point for the Monarchs. So Monarchs looking to close this out, but not so fast. Tornadoes with just a sign of life would have to pull off an absolutely incredible run here, down by 9 points, so the equivalent of 8 match point opportunities for the Monarchs. And they're going to get it done right there, 25-15. So this match will go final. Monarchs, an impressive showing by Methodist. Now 8-2 on the season. Tornadoes dropped to 3-5, 1-1 in the USA South Conference. Monarchs remain undefeated in the USA South Conference. But what a day here at Brevard College. Tornadoes end up splitting the USA South Conference tri-match. And now the faithful here at the Boschmer Gymnasium will start to make their way out to Islam El Family Field. Football gets going at 6 p.m. as Tornadoes will take on Averett. But hey, great day of volleyball here at the Boschmer Gymnasium. Glad you're able to join us for so much of it, as Methodist defeats Brevard 3-0. Brevard did win the first match of the day, 3-0 over Mary Baldwin. So they split their USA South Conference opening matches. And we'll continue to march on here in the USA South Conference. Go to bctornadoes.com for all your schedule, stats, news, and information. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Brevard College Volleyball. We'll be on the air at 5:40 p.m. for the Brevard College Tornadoes football in just a couple hours if you want to check that out on this same YouTube channel. Appreciate everybody who's helped us behind the scenes. Justin Espino touching all the buttons all day long. So yeoman's work in the production seat. And appreciate him keeping us squared away with that score bug and so forth. Joseph Marvin handling the statistics and a lot of the PA announcing today. Also Roya Tomasabi helping out behind the scenes. Pietro Moratelli, big part of the team here as well. So big thanks to all of them for helping us out. The BC softball team doing all sorts of operations behind the scenes as well. Well, that'll do it for us here at the Boschmer Gymnasium. Your final score for the final time, match number 3 of this USA South Conference tri-match. Methodist 3, Brevard 0. Go Tornadoes.